What is up, everybody? I'm here to go over the week one picks. I know this is late. This is like cramming for finals, but technically the games have not started. And as you can see from the first game I already highlighted, Buccaneers will beat the Cowboys. I think that Tom Brady is much better quarterback than Dak, has much better weapons offensively. They're really good defensively. Also, Buccaneers are probably the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. Probably the best team on the NFC besides it's them or the Packers or the Rams, one of those teams. But Buccaneers should beat the Cowboys. Better defense. Cowboys defense is also really bad, so that's another reason why I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers at home. I just think that they're better all around. Eagles versus Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Falcons. The Falcons are at home. This one's gonna be a very close game because I don't think these two teams are that great, and they're very similar. Both teams don't have that great of a defense. The Falcons have a better offense, though. I like Matt Ryan more than I like uh, Hurts, who's the quarterback for the Eagles. I was like, who is it again? That's how, it's not a good sign right there. Hurts or Minshew or whoever. I like Matt Ryan better. They have Calvin Ridley. I think he's going to have a great year this year without Julio Jones. They have Kyle Pitts that they drafted. And so that is why I'm going to go with the Falcons. And actually, I wanted to see who was favorite in this game. And yes, it is the Falcons because I believe that they favored them because they're at home. And yes, the Falcons have blown a lot of games and a lot of people don't like to pick them, but I'm going to go with them on that. 49ers over the Lions, even though the Lions are home. I think the 49ers are going to bounce back this year. They're going to have a pretty good year, pretty good defense. Jimmy Garoppolo's back, and even if he sucks, they still have Trey Lance. They're going to be a decent team. There is really no bad team in the NFC West. They're all going to be pretty good. I think they might all be above 500. If there's maybe one team underneath that's it. That would be kind of surprising. It'd probably be like only one team underneath 500, but that division is going to be tough. Packers and Saints. I'm going to go with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams over Jameis Winston, Marquez Callaway. They have Alvin Kamara as well, but I just think the offense of the Packers is really stacked. Their defense isn't that great. The Saints defense is a little bit better, but I am going to go with the Packers. They are favorite in this game as well. And I'm not going just because they're favorite. They're favorite only by 4, which I kind of find ridiculous. But I think they should be favored by more because I think that the Packers are a really good team. They almost went to the Super Bowl last year, and if Aaron Rodgers didn't fall asleep on that play at the end, they could have actually went there. Rams will beat the Bears. I think that the Bears will be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, just because Andy Dalton is their starter, Justin Fields. Don't know how good he's going to be right away. I like Justin Fields maybe for the future, but not right away. Also, Matthew Stafford, they traded a lot for him. So, I think he's going to be good. I think Stafford has proven that he's a good quarterback. He's just been on the Lions. He's going to have to prove it more this year. The defense of the Rams is one of the best, in my opinion. So I'm going to definitely go with the Rams here. Vikings will beat the Bengals. Vikings, I like their offense better. Their defense is significantly better than the Bengals. Bengals did not take an offensive line. They're going to struggle. Joe Burrow's going to get sacked, I think, a lot. And they should have really taken Sewell instead of the wide receiver because I heard Chase has been dropping passes. Now, something that he could actually still recover and get better at, but it's just, I don't know. I'm going with the Vikings. I think they're just a better team all around. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson looked really good. Kirk Cousins playing okay over there. And so that's why I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think they're just better all around. Seattle Seahawks versus the Colts. Colts are at home, but I like Seattle for this game just a little bit more. Russell Wilson usually plays really good in week 1. Is a good quarterback. Carson Wentz is going to be struggling, I think, when he first comes. He hasn't played any games with this team in preseason, and he's just coming back from an injury. Seattle's defense isn't that great. The Colts defense is really good. this could be a really close game, and I could see it going either way. But I'm gonna go with the Seahawks by a 3-point favorite there. The Chargers versus the football team. Um, this is a really tough one because I think the Washington football team's defense is really good, and I like Justin Herbert, and I think he's gonna win a lot of games. And but the thing is, Ryan Fitzpatrick, first few weeks of the NFL, always plays really well, throws like 3-4 touchdowns. I think Washington football team is gonna win, but it's gonna be close, and I could see anybody winning this game. I really could. Jets versus the Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. They're at home. I just think Sam Darnold's gonna want revenge against his whole team. They're at home. Zach Wilson. I like Zach Wilson. I think he's gonna be good. He looks like he's gonna have a bright future in the NFL, but it's so hard for rookies week one, and to pick a rookie in this case against the Panthers, who are not that great of a team too. I don't think they're gonna be amazing, but they have so much weapons on the offensive side, and the Jets don't have that much on the offensive side. Cardinals or Titans. This one is tough because they're both very similar teams. They're both very offensive oriented. I can see this game going any way. I'm going to go with the Titans just because they are at home. They both don't have that great of a defense, but I think Arizona's defense may be a little bit better, with the linebackers and J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, Collins, and all that. But I think that A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, I don't know how people are going to stop this team offensively. They're at home, or else I would have probably picked Arizona if they were not. Home field advantage usually gives you 3 points for Vegas, and that's what I would say this game is going to come down to. It's going to be a shootout. You're going to see a lot of scoring in this game. Giants versus Broncos. I'm going to go with the Giants. Giants are at home. Teddy Bridgewater, I think, is going to struggle out of the gate for the first time. He's going to be actually starting for this team. They have a lot of good offensive weapons, the Broncos, but I just think the Giants' defense is a little bit better. Both teams are very similar, and this game could go either way, but I have faith that the Giants will pull it off. Bills versus Steelers. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think the Steelers are going to struggle this year. I don't think Big Ben is the same. I think this should be his last year. He should retire. He should have already retired, but he did not. I'm really surprised. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills in that game. Just because of what I was talking about, of how Big Ben's been struggling. Also, Josh Allen has been playing amazing, played amazing last year. Could have been MVP. He was in MVP considerations. That's how great he played last year. The defense of the Bills is better than the Steelers, although the Steelers' defense is really good too. And I don't know what's going on with Watt over there on the Steelers. Apparently, he's not a captain, and I don't know how well he's going to take that. This one is very tough. Jacksonville and Texans, because I think these two teams are really bad. I think Texans will be one of the worst teams in the AFC. It'll be between Texans, Jacksonville, and the Jets. But I think the Jets are slowly improving. I'm going to have to go with Jacksonville because Trevor Lawrence, I like him. I think he's going to get his first win here. I think the Texans' defense is not that great. There are people that have told me that they think that the Texans' defense is top 10. I do not believe that at all. Trevor Lawrence is going to, he's going to win this game. He's going to win his first game. They have a lot of weapons. Robinson is the running back. DJ Chark. They also got Marvin Jones. They have weapons in Jacksonville, and the Texans do have Brandon Cooks, but that's about it. I don't like Mark Ingram that much. David Johnson. They have just Phillip Lindsay. They have so many running backs, and it's just like, I don't know. They're going to all have to split. Chiefs versus Browns. I'm going to go with the Chiefs because they're at home. If this was in Cleveland, I would have went with Cleveland. This is going to be a tough game for the Chiefs, though. It's going to be very close. And honestly, if the Browns won, I would not be shocked. And after all these games, I will go over what the point spread is, and then I will say if I agree with the point spread or not. Dolphins versus the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots. They're at home. Foxborough, very hard to play. They usually win those type of games the first week. They'll be ready. I don't believe in Tua. I'm sorry. I really don't. And Mac Jones looked really good in the preseason. I'm really excited to see what he does with the Patriots. Their offense, I don't like their receivers too much. The Dolphins have decent receivers. They have Waddle and Devontae Parker, but that's it. The Patriots don't have that much offensively either, like I said, but they do have a better defense than the Dolphins. They may have one of the best defenses in the league with a lot of their players coming back. Ravens versus the Raiders. Now, I could see the Raiders winning this game, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. Better defense, better, I wouldn't say better offense, but better quarterback. Lamar Jackson is better than Carr. Carr has Waller. Waller's amazing. Waller to me is like a receiver in a tight end's body. He is that good. So yeah, so far those are my week 1 picks, and like I said, I'm gonna go through the point spread. Buccaneers versus Cowboys, 9.5 favorite. So I picked the favorite. I'm surprised that it's 9.5. I think that's high for any game, but they are at home, so that's 3 points added. So it would be 6.5 if this was in Dallas. So they give them 3 more points. And I kind of see why, because the Buccaneers should be more prepared. They won the Super Bowl last year. They brought back everybody, but just because you won the Super Bowl last year, I don't know if that warrants 9.5, a bit high in my opinion. The Falcons, I picked the favorite again, 3 points. Like I said, I'm not surprised by that because I do think that they are slightly better than the Eagles. 49ers over the Lions, 7.5, so I picked the favorite again. I'm just seeing if there's any upsets that I picked here. Packers over Saints, 4 points. I agree. I think it should have been a little bit higher, maybe 5-6 points. But because I like how Winston was playing in the preseason, and I would actually not be surprised if the Saints won. But the Packers are my pick to probably go to the Super Bowl this year. Either the Packers or the Rams, even the Buccaneers. Even though I probably bet it against them, they're so good. It's so hard to, Rams versus Bears. Rams are 7.5 favorites, and so definitely I see that. I agree with that. That's a pretty good point. They might get even more than that, I think, because I just don't know Dalton. I really don't believe in him. I think if you have the Rams defense in fantasy especially, you're going to be happy. So Vikings versus the Bengals. Let's see what the point spread is here. Vikings versus Bengals. Why can't I find this game? Oh, there it is. 3-point favorite, Minnesota. That is low. Now, I'm guessing it's only 3 points because they're away. Bengals are at home. So they would have a 6-point favorite. But that is pretty bad. I think the Vikings should be at least 6-point favorite, maybe even 7, because I think they'll win this game by a touchdown. I just think the Bengals offensively are okay. Their defense is not that great, and their offensive line is terrible. Bengals really should have went with somebody for their offensive line, their left tackle, but they wanted to go chase. Burrow has too much pull there. Seattle is a 2.5 favorite over the Colts, so I picked the favorite there again. Did I just pick all the favorites? Like, I didn't even look at this. To be honest, I did not look at this. The only one I did look at was Packers and Saints, but the other teams I did not look at. So far, me and Vegas agree all the way through. Let's see, Chargers and Washington football team. Washington football team. Now, this is interesting. They're at home. They're a 1-point favorite. Now, that means that if this was in LA, Chargers would be a 2-point favorite. So this is Vegas going, I don't know who's going to win this game. Anybody can win this game. I'm kind of surprised by that. Jets and Panthers. Panthers 4-point favorite. That's fair. That's what I would say about 3-4 point favorite. It's going to be a really fun game because it's like the revenge game for Sam Darnold. And it'll be really cool to see Zach Wilson and see how he plays. The Tennessee Titans against the Cardinals, 3-point favorites. Now that means when they say the Titans are 3-point favorite, that means it's dead even pretty much. The only reason they gave them the 3 points is because they're at home. I picked the Titans. I can see it going either way. Now this next game, Giants-Broncos, is interesting because 3-point favorite for the Broncos, even though they are away. Now, If this game wasn't mile high, I would have given it to the Broncos. I would have thought they would win. But I think the Giants are going to win at home. The defense, I believe, for the Giants is just a little bit better. Saquon Barkley is going to play most likely. So I think Kenny Galladay is going to play. So it's going to be a really good game. Very similar. Both quarterbacks have to prove it. It sucks that it's not Drew Lock because we could have had Drew Lock versus Daniel Jones, and we will have to go with Bridgewater for that. But yes. So Bills versus the Steelers, 6.5 favorites. I agree with that. I don't think the Steelers are going to be that great this year. I don't think they're even a playoff team possibly this year. They're going to struggle because that division is extremely tough outside of Cincinnati. And even Cincinnati is not a joke anymore. But I will say Cleveland and Baltimore are both really going to be really good. Jaguars, 3-point favorite. So I got that again. Seems like I just picked favorites throughout, huh? And then Chiefs versus the Browns. Yep, Chiefs are 5.5 favorite. They're at home, -3. They would only be 2.5 favorite if this was in Cleveland. If this was in Cleveland, I would be inclined to pick them. I just think that Cleveland is such a great team this year. Some people have them going to the Super Bowl. I don't agree with that, but I'm not disputing it. I could see that happening. I just never seen Cleveland ever in my life go that far. But if they did, I would be rooting for them so hard because obviously they've never won. Patriots versus Dolphins. Patriots, 3-point favorite. This means dead even because they're at home, 3-point favorite. I think that is kind of crazy. Thought the Patriots would be at least 4 or 5-point favorites. But I guess if this was in Miami, that's why we have I have a split between these two. When they play Miami, I think that's when Miami would win. But there you go. And Baltimore's a 4-point favorite. So as you can see here, I went with all the favorites. And the funny thing is, I didn't even look at the odds. I usually have a few upsets. Apparently, I don't have any upsets. Apparently, all these games are pretty close, though, besides the Buccaneers and Cowboys, Rams and Bears. Everything else is they have it as a close, either 3 or 4 points, 5.5 with the Chiefs, but that's not that much. Yeah, so sorry that my week 1 picks are really late, literally a few hours before the game. I'm going to do better in week 2. And yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below about my picks. What are your picks? Please hit the like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the live stream and see you around the bend. Thank you guys for watching.